Let's talk about something no one really wants to talk about: nervous system regulation for entrepreneurs. Skip this video, and you're going to keep grinding harder, working longer hours, and wondering why your profits stall. Stay with me, stop scrolling, watch till the end, and you'll learn how grounded and centered founders outperform frantic ones without putting in any more hours. This is about stabilizing your nervous system so your business stops leaking energy, clarity, and very importantly, cash, and starts compounding instead. Because here's what nobody tells you: your nervous system is either your biggest asset or your biggest liability. And most entrepreneurs are running their entire business from a state that guarantees struggle. If this already hits home and you want help, go to lemberg.com/contact and tell me what's happening in your business right now and what feels like the biggest problem you can't solve. I may be able to help. So the real problem: most entrepreneurs think their problem is strategy or marketing or discipline. Wrong. The real bottleneck: nervous system dysregulation. You're running a high stakes business from a chronic fight or flight freeze or exhaustion, and it shows up everywhere, even when you don't realize it. When your nervous system is unstable, you overreact to small problems, delay hard decisions, chase urgency instead of leverage, confuse motion with progress, or you work harder, but you see diminishing returns. So here's the uncomfortable truth: a dysregulated founder or CEO or managing director or whatever you are, if you're dysregulated, you cannot run a regulated business. Your internal chaos becomes your business model. Your stress becomes your strategy. Your reactivity becomes your culture. Real transformation doesn't start by adding tactics. It starts by changing the state from which you act. This is where business meets alchemy, because the real work isn't out there, it's in here. Profit is a nervous system phenomenon. Revenue isn't just math, it's behavior. And behavior, that's governed by your nervous system. When you're regulated, you see patterns instead of threats. You choose leverage instead of overwork. You hold boundaries without guilt. You tolerate short-term discomfort for long-term gain, and you make decisions from clarity instead of fear. When you're dysregulated, you discount your offers because you need the dopamine hit of a quick yes. You overdeliver because you're afraid of being judged. You avoid sales conversations because rejection feels like death. You cling to low-value clients because letting go feels risky, and you say yes to everything because no feels dangerous. Calm creates optionality, and optionality creates profit. This is why two founders with identical skills, identical markets, and even identical offers can get radically different results. One is operating from a state of regulation, and the other is operating from survival. And the market can feel the difference. So let's look at the alchemy model. Alchemy isn't fantasy. Alchemy is transmutation. Turning lead into gold wasn't about magic. It was about process, precision, and transformation. So here's the business version. Founders try to build $1 million business with a nervous system stuck in survival mode. You cannot out-strategy a stressed body. You cannot out-hustle a dysregulated system. That work has to start inside. So here's action one: name your stress loop. This is non-negotiable. In fact, you really should do this today as soon as you stop watching this video. Ask yourself the question: when pressure rises, do I push, freeze, or avoid? Do I become hyperproductive or disappear? Do I seek control or relief? Do I double down on work or numb out with distractions? Write those things down, whether you do one or all of them. This is your default nervous system loop, your unconscious operating system. Until you name it, it runs your business invisibly. It makes your decisions. It shapes your offers. It determines who you work with and how much you charge. So here's an alchemical principle. What is unconscious controls you. What is observed begins to obey you. Awareness is the first act of alchemy. You've heard me say it before. Recognition is the first step on the road to recovery. Action step 2, take the 90-second reset. Before any decision, any important decision, pricing, hiring, firing, launching, sending a difficult email, do this. Put both of your feet on the ground, slow your breath, and you can do that practically with a longer exhale than your inhale. And ask yourself, what decision would I make if I actually, truly, honestly trusted myself? 90 seconds completely shifts your physiology. It moves you from reactive to responsive. This single practice alone prevents thousands of dollars in avoidable mistakes. Dysregulated decisions, they cost you clients, revenue, they cost you momentum. Regulated decisions compound over time. The difference between a 6-figure business owner and a 7-figure business owner is often just this, the ability to pause before acting. So why do busy founders stay poor? Well, here's the brutal truth. Busyness is often a trauma response. It feels productive, but it's usually avoidance disguised as effort. When you're always busy, you never have to face the offer that isn't working, the client or clients you should fire, the pivot you need to make, and the truth about your numbers. A regulated nervous system can sit still long enough to cut offers instead of stacking them, say no to good opportunities to protect great ones, build systems instead of reacting, think strategically instead of tactically. Wealth compounds in calm states. Burnout compounds in frantic ones. And here's the kicker. Your clients, your market, they all can feel it. They sense when you're operating from desperation versus operating from abundance. Calm sells, chaos repels. That's a mantra for you. Repeat it to yourself. Calm sells, chaos repels. Action step number 3, daily regulation ritual. You don't need retreats. You need consistency. So this is a daily minimum that you should do, and it takes 10 minutes total. 3 minutes of slow breathing, 3 minutes of total stillness or even walking, and 4 minutes asking yourself the question, what's the one action that moves the business forward today? And of course, that's not just asking, but answering the question. This isn't self-care. It's operational hygiene. You brush your teeth daily, you should regulate your nervous system daily, because every decision you make flows from your internal state. And your internal state is either an asset or a liability. If you want help designing regulation practices that actually fit your business, not generic wellness advice, go to lemberg.com/contact and tell me what kind of business pressure you're under right now. I'll be able to help. Now, the shadow side. Why calm feels dangerous to you. Some founders stay dysregulated because calm feels unsafe. Calm means they're facing reality without the buffer of busyness. You're letting go of the hustle identity. You're allowing success without suffering. You're being seen without the armor of exhaustion. In alchemy, this is called the Negredo phase. the dark moment before transformation. This is the death that comes before rebirth. If you resist calm, ask yourself, what do I believe will happen if I stop pushing? So here are some common answers. I'll lose momentum if I stop pushing. People will think I'm lazy if I stop pushing. If I stop pushing, the business will fall apart. And maybe I'll realize I'm not good enough. That belief is costing you more than you can possibly imagine, because the truth is the exact opposite. Calm is where clarity lives, and clarity is where profit lives. Action step number 4, stabilize before you scale. Scaling a dysregulated system can only amplify chaos. More clients won't fix a broken nervous system. More revenue won't heal reactivity. A bigger team won't solve your avoidance problems. Before you scale, stabilize your schedule, stabilize your offers, stabilize your decision process, and stabilize your internal state. Calm is not passive. Calm is contained power. This is how business owners move from survival to sovereignty, from hustle to mastery, and from grinding to compounding. So here's the true promise. When your nervous system stabilizes, decisions get simpler, strategy sharpens, clients respond differently because they can feel your stability. Money flows with less friction. Work feels lighter. Growth feels sustainable. This is not mystical or magical thinking. This is embodied leadership. Do you want help applying this directly to your business, your offers, your pricing, your decisions, your growth path? Go to lemberg.com/contact. Tell me what's happening and the biggest challenge you want solved. Stay calm, stay profitable. Remember, transformation is not force. Transformation is alignment.